Oh, yeah. Welcome to Wrestling Uncensored. I am Dave Simon. He is Johnny North. RingsideReport.net is the website. That's the place you need to go. You can watch this show. You can download the podcast, Ringside Report MMA. That's there. Everything covered in the UFC over at RingsideReport.net. You can watch all our shows on our YouTube channel. Like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, and when you do subscribe, click the bell to get the notifications every time that we're on. We're on a lot. We're going to be doing a watch-along next week, not for WWE Super Showdown, but for AEW Revolution going down in Chicago, AEW's first pay-per-view of the year. And we will be previewing that on the next episode of Dave and Johnny Live, kind of a spin-off version of Wrestling Uncensored, where we cover the overflow, what we don't have time for here on this 1 hour format, be it on the radio or online. Now, we were going to talk about WWE Hall of Fame last week on Wrestling Uncensored. We never got around to it. We never had time to do it, so we did it on Dave and Johnny Live this week, which you can watch on our YouTube channel exclusively. Check out the video at RingsideReport.net. And then next week on Dave and Johnny Live, which is a show we do live every Friday at about 12:30 Eastern Time. It's a lunchtime show. We talk professional wrestling. We talk about all sorts of different things, mostly WWE, mostly AEW, mostly pro wrestling. We did some New Japan talk as well this week. But next week, we'll be doing our full preview for AEW Revolution to get you ready for the Saturday night show. I know a lot of you will be listening or watching Wrestling Uncensored either Saturday night or Sunday morning. So we're trying to get you ready a little bit earlier for that AEW pay-per-view on Saturday night. So we'll do the full preview for that coming up on next Friday's edition of Dave and Johnny Live. Today, though, on the show, we have a preview for WWE's Super Showdown. We're going to break that card down because WWE Super Showdown will be taking place in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, on Thursday, the 27th now of February. So that's going to be going down on Thursday. So this weekend show here of Wrestling Uncensored is going to be our last show to get you set up and get you ready for Super Showdown, which we'll preview here in a little bit. We're going to get to Brock Lesnar defending the WWE Championship against Rick O'Shea, and the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, defending the Universal Championship against Bill Goldberg. We also have some news as far as WrestleMania, some talk about John Cena's potential opponent, rumors about The Undertaker's return to the WWE, and who he may face if he does indeed have a match at WrestleMania. And I kind of wanted to start there because it's controversial. Some people are into the idea, some people are not. But I am very much into the idea, and the rumor is that The Undertaker, the dead man, will face at WrestleMania this year the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. And I love it. If anybody in 2020 can pull out a great match from Mark Calloway, The Undertaker, it is AJ Styles. Uncle Allen can do it. He's one of the best wrestlers to ever live. He said it on Raw this week. He's the new Mr. WrestleMania, and he doesn't have a bad match. And he's never had a big match with The Undertaker. I don't think he's ever had a match with The Undertaker. I don't think he's ever been in a ring with The Undertaker. So I would love to see that. I am down with that. I think AJ Styles is the perfect opponent for The Undertaker, who at this stage in his career, he can still do certain things, but he's going to need a guy who's a really high-level performer to carry him through to have a really good match. You know, the Goldbergs of the world, the Triple H's of the world, as good as they have been in their prime, it's no longer their prime. And AJ Styles, despite the fact that he's, 40, 41 at this point, he's still in his prime. How old is AJ? He's 42. Wow. My goodness. We should all aspire to look good at 42 like AJ Styles does. What a phenomenal guy. What a phenomenal wrestler. There's a reason why he's the man. And I thought that promo this week was great on Monday Night Raw. Great to see AJ back, and he named a lot of names. He said he's going to show that after he wins the Gauntlet match at Super Showdown next week, that he is the greatest wrestler in the world. He's the new Mr. WrestleMania, and he's going to be the WWE champion. He doesn't care if it's Brock Lesnar or Drew McIntyre or Roman Reigns or Ricochet or Undertaker or Shawn Michaels or Razor Ramon or Diesel or Sting or Hulk Hogan or all of the NWO. Too sweet. Too sweet, brother. And I thought the promo was really good, and I thought it was interesting that AJ dropped so many names, and that commentary was like, how dare AJ Styles disrespect so many legends of the past? Bong. Cue the bong. Cue the gong. Here comes Undertaker. No?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean,
you don't think it's going to happen, or you don't want to see it? What do you think? What's your feeling on the rumors that are out there that The Undertaker's going to wrestle AJ Styles at Mania this year?
Well, for the match, if it would ever happen, I'd love to see it. I think AJ could pull out a great match with The Undertaker. However, the way that promo went down, he just said The Undertaker, like, in passing, like, it's not a big deal. The NWO, that seemed to be more attractive, actually, where it's like, what if it could possibly be possible? Because Hogan apparently is really trying hard to have one more match. What if it could be the NWO versus the club?
What are you talking about? That's just ridiculous.
How is it?
Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Hulk Hogan in a match against Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and AJ Styles at WrestleMania? Really?
I think people would love to see that match.
Maybe 15 years ago it was possible. I don't think it's possible. I think those guys are all too old and beat up at this point, no? What's the last time Scott Hall wrestled a match?
I think it was in TNA, actually.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea, John. I think my idea is way better.
Well, it's better in terms of sense, right? But I'm just saying on paper, if you have Hogan, Nash, and Hall wrestle again.
Well, that's not fair. Putting Hulk Hogan on paper, yeah, sure. Hey, John, you know what's a good idea? How about we do Hulk Hogan versus Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania this year? Or, hey, I mean, let's really go crazy. Let's do Hulk Hogan versus John Cena at Mania this year. Let's go. If you think Hogan can wrestle another match, then put him in there with John Cena right now. Put him in there with Roman Reigns. Have him pass the torch again. Hogan's passed the torch so many times. He's like, I'm running out of torches, brother.
Well, in this kind of match, he doesn't really need to pass the torch. He just needs to show up pretty much. Doesn't have to take the pinfall in this.
In what? What are you proposing for a Hulk Hogan match in 2020? What are you talking about, John?
Hogan wants to wrestle
ridiculous.
Again. But if you have the chance of having Hulk Hogan wrestle, will you not take that?
No.
I'm very surprised you would say that. I mean,
can he pass the WWE physical?
Well, that's it. If he passes it, then put him in the ring. He wants that one last match. Give it to him.
And then what would you give him?
I would do the NWO versus the club.
You would?
Yeah.
My goodness. He's 66.
Right.
He's had hip replacements, knee replacements, everything replaced.
Back.
He's a back replacement. What are you talking about? No. I don't want to see Hulk Hogan wrestle anymore. I love Hulk Hogan. I'm a Hulkamaniac. He's the reason why I started watching pro wrestling. But he's 66 and he can barely walk. Hulk Hogan has said that it takes him an hour at least in the morning, every morning, to stand up straight. That's how bad his back is. You want him to what? Bump? What are you talking about?
6-man tag. You don't have to do that much.
It's terrible, John. What a terrible idea once again. Okay, so who's going to bump? Well, I mean, nobody? Come on now. No. Undertaker versus AJ Styles makes way more sense. Do not listen to Johnny North. He's going out into Twilight Zone territory. What's happening over there, John? Are you okay?
You talk about the
Are you shaking up? What is the matter with you?
You're in Twilight Zone, and like you're pitching the Undertaker.
Whoa. Undertaker at least wrestles a couple times a year.
When was the last time he wrestled? What, in July last year?
Undertaker has had more matches in the past 5 years than Hogan, Hall, and Nash combined.
Okay.
What are you pitching?
But we've seen Undertaker. We know what he can do at this point.
Yeah, against AJ Styles, it's a different story.
It's a different story, but you pretty much get the same thing.
I'm not going to say it's a bad story. You could do the club versus the NWO. Yeah, sure. In a video game, it makes sense. In the real world, like, what world are you living in, John?
If Hogan
Scott Hall doesn't wrestle anymore. Neither does Kevin Nash. Neither does Hulk Hogan. Those guys are all long retired.
Hogan wants that one last match. You should give it to him. If it's possible, do it.
Okay. I disagree very strongly. Do you think it's going to be AJ Styles? Like, what's your feeling on it? I know what you want, and what you want is bananas. What do you think is going to happen here? Do you think that the rumors are true about Taker and AJ? Because they're out there.
I think it's an option right now, but I think there might be a bunch of options. Is Bill Goldberg going to wrestle WrestleMania? There's rumors that he won't. And then last week, you said that it was going to happen.
There were rumors that he was going to.
So maybe that will happen for AJ.
Maybe that's what they wanted and plans fell through. Who knows?
I mean,
the rumor this week about John Cena is that he's going to wrestle Elias at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible. But it makes sense because remember what happened last year?
Yes, what happened?
They had a confrontation and Cena laid him out.
Yeah.
So,
and that was Cena's appearance at Mania last year. Elias was singing. Cena showed up, did a little rap, hit him with the attitude adjustment, or the FU as it was last year. And that was it. So now they have a match to settle that score? It seemed pretty well settled last year when Cena laid him out.
Well, yeah.
So Cena's going to be on SmackDown next week, and what? Elias is going to come out for revenge, hit Cena with a guitar, and then here we go for WrestleMania? Who's excited about that?
I think Cena wants to put over Elias. I think that's the thing.
Why?
I think he likes him. I
Why?
He sees a lot of potential in him.
Why?
You could tell, like, when they had segments together that he was enjoying it.
Okay. Is that something that anybody in professional wrestling wants to see? This really is the this year's version of Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. It's the same type of thing. Like, everybody was like, what? Kurt Angle's going to have his retirement match against who? Baron Corbin? You got to be kidding me. No one wants to see that. And then it actually happened, and everybody was like, yeah, that sucked. Let's forget that ever happened. And, we didn't forget because how could you? One of the greatest wrestlers of all time lost his WrestleMania retirement match to Baron Corbin. And now John Cena, one of the biggest stars in the history of the business, one of the greatest champions the WWE has ever had, a guy who wrestles maybe twice a year at this point, comes back very rarely, hasn't wrestled in a long time, would come back to WrestleMania to face Elias? You gotta be kidding me.
Well, the fact that you're getting John Cena at WrestleMania again, you're kind of lucky. It didn't happen last year. He didn't wrestle last year. So the fact that he's agreed to even wrestle, you're kind of getting spoiled a bit. And shouldn't he get what he wants? If he wants to wrestle Elias, put him over, give him what he wants. He's earned that, hasn't he?
Sometimes you got to say, yeah, but John, no one wants to see that.
Well, I think for them, they're happy putting over one of their guys that are always on every week.
And Elias is a babyface right now.
Yeah, well, that's where I don't see the sneak attack from behind like you suggested.
Well, then how do you set up Elias and Cena then? If Cena comes back, he's going to come back as a babyface, right? Cena is a babyface. He's never turned heel, despite what people may want or how people react to him. He's not a heel. He's a babyface. Elias is currently a babyface. How do you get to WrestleMania? How do you start a feud there? Let's just not do it. I'd rather see Cena and Goldberg. I really would. I'd rather see Cena wrestle Goldberg. At least then it's like, well, that's kind of cool. What are they going to do?
Well, it's a dream match for some people, I suppose, but do people really want to see that? And that's
over Elias and Cena? Yes.
I could see a lot of people actually want that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Elias and Cena, it's like, well, either Cena wins and then, like, who cares?
Right.
Or Elias wins and it's like, really? Cena just put over Elias at WrestleMania? Remember when Fandango beat Chris Jericho at WrestleMania? It'll be equal to that. And then, at least with Goldberg and Cena, it's like, what's going to happen? If Goldberg wins, it's like, by God, Goldberg beats Cena. That's crazy. Right. You know, and then you can have another match down the road. It builds Goldberg. And if Cena beats Goldberg, it's like, yeah, all right, Cena beat Goldberg. Cool. Another record for John Cena. I like it. Cena Goldberg is a big match for WrestleMania. If you can do it, I would do it. I would do it for the title. Really? I'd do it for the title. I'd put the title on Goldberg. I'd have him beat The Fiend at Super Showdown for the Universal Championship, and then I'd have Goldberg walking into WrestleMania as Universal Champion, and I'd have John Cena going up to face him, and John Cena beats Goldberg to become a 17-time world champion of WrestleMania. We end WrestleMania with John Cena holding the title up high. The champ is here!
It's a good impression. However, I'm against this idea of like giving spots to guys that aren't there all the time, just these guys that show up once in a while.
Except when those guys are Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar is actually a WWE superstar. Like, regardless, he shows up once in a while. He is like on the roster. He's
a part-time WWE superstar.
He plays the part fantastically.
Just like Cena would be if he comes back on SmackDown next week and then sticks around for the next few months. And Cena has done way more for the WWE than Brock Lesnar ever has. The wrestling business and the WWE owes way more to John Cena than they do to Brock Lesnar. And wrestling fans and everybody, love it or hate it, as great as Brock Lesnar is, John Cena has done way more to help the wrestling business and move it along.
And John Cena himself has admitted that Brock Lesnar is the greatest performer of all time. So what does that say?
He's a great performer. I'm not saying that Cena is the greatest of all time. I'm saying that his contributions to professional wrestling should be revered and highly respected. The guy is a machine.
I think a lot of people respect him.
Gotta respect him. You gotta hustle and loyalty him too. Hustle, loyalty, respect.
And he's got a spot, and then let him do what he kind of wants here. Put over a guy he wants to put over. I respect that.
Sure. If that's what he wants to do, he has the right. But I, as a John Cena fan, as a member of C Nation, have my right to voice my displeasure with the hero John Cena. I would rather he somebody else like Goldberg or Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan would be better.
That'd be way better. What's Daniel Bryan doing for WrestleMania? Nothing.
I think Nakamura's still going to happen.
Why?
It's a fun match.
But there's no reason to have it. Nakamura's not Intercontinental Champion anymore. He's just a man on SmackDown. It's just man on SmackDown versus other man on SmackDown. Plus, Daniel Bryan seems like he's turning evil a little bit. So to face the heel Nakamura at this point wouldn't even really make sense. I think Bryan's going back into a heel mode.
No, it would come full circle. Because remember, like, Sammy tried to recruit Daniel Bryan?
Your booking is terrible today, John. Your booking is the worst.
No, I think a lot of people would love NWO versus the Club. Just as much as they love your Cena versus Goldberg.
They'd love it until the bell rang.
Yeah, sure. I'm not saying it's going to be a great match. Triple H versus Sting was terrible, but people love to see it.
Okay.
By the way, no Triple H this year. Thank goodness.
Are you sure? You never know.
I hope not.
I might show up. Here I am. Peekaboo. I'm in a match. I'm wrestling Edge instead of Randy. Randy gets hurt. Triple H is in. You know it could happen easily.
If Randy gets hurt, of course.
If Randy gets hurt, Triple H is in. 100%. Great contingency plan.
Well, maybe AJ.
Remember the Stack of Dimes neck comment?
Yeah,
Do you remember that?
Of course.
They were doing SmackDown in Toronto. Edge shows up, and Triple H is like, I'm now, when we're in this building, I own this building, I'm renting it, get out of my building with your Stack of Dimes neck. You couldn't hang in this business. And I was like, my goodness. Like, Edge legit broke his neck, had neck issues that took him out of wrestling. He's in his hometown of Toronto, and here's Triple H, who's like mocking his career-ending injury and kicking him out of the building, and there was no, like, end of the show, Edge gets revenge. It was just like, oh, that's it from Edge. He's gone now. Triple H just kind of kicked him out of the building, and I was like, man, that was very harsh. Triple H, you're stack of dimes neck. I was like, geez, man, that's Edge. So a little Edge revenge at this point would be kind of sweet. Like, you play that promo, and then, boom, you do that match.
You could.
You could still do it, like, post-Randy. Like, you do the Randy match at Mania, obviously, but Edge and Triple H down the road is something I'd be into. Like, SummerSlam, I'm down for that.
You could. I still think AJ Styles, I'd give it to him because you have a bit from the Rumble where AJ got injured. You could play off that.
How about AJ wrestles Taker at Mania, loses to Taker, Edge wrestles Randy at Mania, beats Randy, and then Edge and Taker have a #1 contenders match to see who gets Brock next for the WWE Championship. Brother.
So Undertaker's on Raw now? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Why not? What brand is he on? He's not on a brand, is he?
No, but he doesn't really go for championships anymore.
He's on the dead brand.
He kind of just wrestles people. That's
Wrestles.
Well, mainly Super Showdown, which he's not on, surprisingly.
I think Undertaker may make a surprise appearance at Super Showdown.
I feel like he wasn't at Crown Jewel. He was not, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's not here too.
Maybe he won't be. Maybe AJ wins this. AJ's winning the Gauntlet, right?
Well, who else is in this? Like Rusev, Lashley?
Let's see.
Andrade?
The Gauntlet match is AJ Styles, Andrade off suspension, Bobby Lashley, Eric Rowan, Ronald Truth, and Rusev. Rusev Pudria, Rusev Machka.
Very random gauntlet that they have
Super
here.
random.
It's
Our truth is in it, but not the 24/7 champions, Mojo Rawley or Riddick Moss. Who's the 24/7 champion?
Moss.
They had a triple threat this week, right?
Right, but Moss won.
Moss won. They actually had a match for the 24/7 title. It was Truth, Moss, and Rowley.
Yeah, well, it wasn't anything great. But
Nope.
It's kind of cool to watch Truth. I mean, he's 57 years old and he can still go.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he's pretty old.
He's 48, dude. He's not 57.
Yeah, but like he's been around that long, So you can add 10 years and he'll still look that way and still wrestle that way.
He made his WWE debut in 1998.
Man, that's like such a long time
Ridiculous.
ago. But he wasn't in WWE like
no,
that
but
long.
like he still K-Quick made his WWE debut. Ron Killings first appeared on WWE TV in 1998. He's 48 years old, still looks great, still on Raw, wrestling every week. Gotta love him. Gotta love Ronald Truth. He has no chance of winning this thing. Rusev has no chance of winning this thing. Poor Rusev, man. Like, every time he's in a match with Bobby Lashley, he winds up losing. He lost again this week. It was Rusev and Humberto Carrillo losing to Bobby Lashley and Angel Garza. Garza rolling up Rusev with a handful of tights. Is Rusev on his way out of the company? What is the deal here?
It really seems like they're killing his push or whatever he had going for him. Like, he's not...
All that time with the Lana, Rusev, Lashley angle. For what?
To put over Lashley. That was pretty much it.
Kind of.
Put over Lana, that's for sure.
Kind of.
Establish them as, like, jerk heels.
Yeah.
That worked. Rusev got completely destroyed in all this. Never won a match.
No, never won a single one.
Terrible.
Really got buried in the whole thing. Continues to get buried in the whole thing. Speaking of Lana and Lashley, they're backstage doing a promo, and Lana's like, we're the greatest couple in the WWE. We're the two hottest couples, teaming with Zelina and Angel Garza tonight. And Zelina and Angel Garza are like, we're not a couple. We're just business. And then Angel Garza's like, and by the way, no woman could ever tie him down. 2 months ago on NXT, he proposed to his girlfriend, and he is now engaged to be married. Angel Garza, 2 months ago on NXT television, proposed to his girlfriend. Very rarely in the history of WWE TV have you ever seen a real-life proposal ever. right? It never happens.
John
Cena and Nikki Bella. That didn't turn out so well. Maybe Angel Garza is already broken up. He's followed in Cena's footsteps. I don't think so, though, because it was like 2 months ago. 2 months ago, he has a match with Leo Rush. He wins the Cruiserweight title. And then he proposes to his girlfriend, and they get engaged, and it's this nice moment. And then now he's on Raw, and he's like, no woman can ever tie me down. And we're like, dude, we also watch NXT. It's on the same channel. It's on the USA Network on Wednesdays. Raw's on the USA Network on Mondays. We all know what's happening here, Angel Garza. Stop lying to us, WWE. So stop insulting our intelligence all the time, WWE. I'm tired of it. And this Angel Garza thing was just another example. Johnny, we got a lot more to get to here on the show. We have the WWE Super Showdown preview. We'll try and get to all the matches here that we have. Brock Lesnar, Ricochet, Roman Reigns, King Corbin, Bray Wyatt and Goldberg, Bayley and somebody for the SmackDown title, Seth Rollins and Murphy against the Street Profits, and the New Day against Miz and Morrison. We'll get to those matches. We'll also tell you what happened on AEW Dynamite this week. It is Wrestling Uncensored. Short pause for the radio side here. Stay with us. Yeah. Still here. Gonna do a little advertisement. Read for our friends over at IP Vanish. If you are on the internet, if you use the internet, if you have a device, do you have a cell phone? Do you have a tablet? Do you have a laptop? If you do, and you're using public Wi-Fi, you're going to a hotel, you're using a Wi-Fi there. You're going to a coffee shop, you're using a Wi-Fi there. You need a VPN to protect yourself on the internet. And right now, IP Vanish is the one that you need. It's the one that I've been using, and it works very, very well. So you go to vpn.ringsidereport.net, vpn.ringsidereport.net right now, and for this month, you could get a tremendous bonus offer from IP Vanish. Because it is their birthday month all February long, you can get VPN and secure storage for as low as $3.99 a month. So just $3.99 a month for 67% off of the annual VPN service, along with 250 gigs of free SugarSync cloud storage. So you want some safe storage? VPN IP Vanish has got you hooked up. vpn.ringsidereport.net is where you want to go. Use the internet from your server's location. Be safe on the internet. Protect yourself. Don't get hacked. Use a VPN. vpn.ringsidereport.net IP Vanish.
So this offer is only good for one more week?
Yeah, and then there'll be another offer, another promo next week. IP Vanish always hooking you up.
It's pretty good.
It's fantastic. How could you go wrong? And you won't go wrong with Stitcher either. Stitcher Premium. You could download a lot of our shows. Of course, we've been doing podcasts for many years, and a lot of you have been using Stitcher to download or listen to the shows, download or stream Wrestling Uncensored, Ringside Report MMA. Stitcher offering you the Ringside Report universe as part of their sponsorship of our show. A special offer on the premium version of the service. Now, besides all of our podcasts, you'll be able to listen to over 100,000 shows on your iPhone, Android, tablet, PC, Amazon Echo device, or in your car on demand, ad-free with Stitcher Premium. They've got the Joe Rogan Experience, Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard, and many more. Stitcher Originals, bonus episodes, comedy albums, $4.99 a month or $34.99 a year. What you want to do is go to Stitcher.com/premium right now. Use the promo code RINGSIDE for a free month of Stitcher Premium. So go to Stitcher.com/premium right now, promo code RINGSIDE, and sign up today to get all sorts of great content on Stitcher Premium.
Cool.
And help out the Ringside Report Network. Help us produce more content for you, more watch-alongs, for UFC pay-per-views, for WWE events, and all of that. Right?
Support us, yes.
Support us. Support the team. Let's get back to the action.
Cool.
All right. Oh, yeah. Welcome back. It is Wrestling Uncensored. I am Dave Simon. Johnny North is here. RingsideReport.net is our website. Go check us out. All the stuff that we do is available to download. We're on iTunes. We're on Google Play. We're on Stitcher. We're on Spotify. We're on all the things. Go subscribe. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, ringsidereport.net. You can watch all our videos and download all of our shows there. You can like this video. If you're watching us, you can subscribe to the channel and do all the things. WWE Super Showdown going down on Thursday. It is a big show from the WWE in Saudi Arabia. And the word is, no one leaves unless everyone can leave this time. Because the last time they were in Saudi Arabia, some people like Vince McMahon and some WWE people were able to leave the country when a lot of other wrestlers were held back and had to stay another 24 hours for a variety of reasons. And you could believe what you want about what really happened in Saudi Arabia. Some people say there was an engine malfunction and the plane wasn't ready. Some people say the Saudi government was playing some sort of trickery. Don't know.
Well, I don't think this applies to Brock Lesnar, though.
Oh, Brock can leave whenever he wants?
Yeah, I think Brock does what Brock wants, yeah.
Okay. Brock wrestling Rick O'Shea, over-under for the match, 5 minutes.
5 minutes is generous, but yeah, okay.
I think it'll be under.
Yeah, I'll definitely think it's going to be under. But I don't know if it'd be that much longer, though. Maybe around 4.
Yeah, probably be about 3 to 4 minutes, I'm saying. Not very long. Brock is going to squash Ricochet. It might be fun to watch him toss Ricochet around a little bit, but I don't think it's going to last. No one's given Ricochet a chance. And even on Raw, when Ricochet comes out to confront AJ Styles, he's like laughing at him that he even thinks Ricochet has a chance to win against Brock Lesnar. Even AJ Styles on TV is laughing at Ricochet. Nobody in wrestling believes in this.
Well, he also didn't get to face AJ and prove that, he could beat people. He beat Carl Anderson, a tag team guy who everyone beats.
Yeah, Carl Anderson never wins.
So it's hard to get behind Ricochet when it doesn't seem like WWE's not behind him.
What's the point?
Well, it'd be fun to see him get thrown around. That's the point.
That's all this is. This is just a stop on Brock's road to WrestleMania. It's just a warm-up.
Well, it's an appearance too, right?
It's an appearance in Saudi Arabia.
Good payday.
Yep, so Brock will retain the title in a match that won't be much of anything. Roman Reigns is going to wrestle King Corbin in a steel cage match. Why these guys are wrestling again, I have no idea. I feel like I've seen a million matches between these two guys.
Well, what's the over and under on what's going to start first? Because I think Brock's going to start first, so Brock gets out of there as quickly as possible.
Yeah, Brock will be in and out. Brock will open the show, I think. That makes sense. I think Goldberg and Bray will close the show.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. I think so.
Yeah. So Brock definitely wins. How about Roman and Corbin? Do you care?
Well, steel cage should be fun.
Roman will win.
Yeah, okay, sure.
And then Roman is going to wrestle in that Elimination Chamber match at Elimination Chamber, which is going to take place on the 8th of March.
Coming up, wow.
Yeah. And Roman is going to earn his shot at the Fiend for the Universal title in that Elimination Chamber match. Probably, right?
Well, you could see Roman actually lose this match because does he really need to win this match? Not really.
Yeah, it's a build-up for Roman right now. They're building him for Mania.
Yeah, but he got to pour dog food all over Corbin, so Corbin kind of needs a comeback, and maybe this match is his comeback.
Corbin doesn't need a comeback. He's all right. He doesn't, there's no reason to elevate him because there's nothing going on with him because he's just nothing.
I think Corbin's going to win this match now. I've changed my mind.
All right, John. Believe what you want.
I believe in that.
New Day, Big E and Kofi Kingston defending the SmackDown tag titles against Miz and Morrison.
Interesting.
This is very interesting. I like Miz and Morrison as a tag team. The New Day, one of the greatest tag teams of all time. And I could see Miz and Morrison taking the tag team titles here.
Yeah, I think there might be new tag team champions, yeah.
I think it would be good even for Miz and Morrison to do it. It would give them a nice push now as a newly formed tag team. You know, they were tag team champions way back years ago when they were a tag team, but people haven't really seen them as a tag team in a while. It'd be a good way to kind of re-energize that tag team, have them beat the New Day, and really solidify them as one of the top tag teams on SmackDown. As for the New Day, them losing the tag team titles at this point doesn't really matter. because everyone expects when they lose, it's only a matter of time before they get those titles back. Because like I said, they're one of the greatest tag teams of all time, and they're still one of the hottest tag team acts in the whole wrestling business today. So New Day can lose. It doesn't really matter because you know they'll win again.
Well, when I look at all the other title changes, I don't see anything else happening. This is, I think, the only match where I see titles changing. We saw it happen the last show. Bray Wyatt became Universal Champion. Title changes do happen here. It's not impossible. But they're not too many, and I think this is the one match where we get a title change.
Yeah, I think Miz and Morrison become the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. It's going to be Bayley defending her SmackDown Women's title. I guess they're trying to determine who the number one contender is. Oh, it's going to happen. Oh, yeah, we haven't seen the SmackDown yet, so I don't know. Carmella or Naomi. I think it's going to be Carmella, and I think Bayley will win. Because Naomi is the rumored match for WrestleMania against Bayley.
Well, either way, it's just cool that you're going to see another women's match in Saudi Arabia. This is only the second time this has happened, so it's kind of huge. Also, what?
Oh, yeah, this is actually going to happen. It's a women's match in Saudi Arabia? That's cool.
That's kind of huge. And it's
a
title match, too.
Oh, they did it last time. They're doing it again. That's good. All right. Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. Is he just Murphy now?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they like just one name thing. Cesaro, Rusev, one name.
He's not your buddy, guy. He's just Murphy.
Correct. You got it right.
I'm not your guy, buddy.
Exactly.
So Rollins and Buddy, or just Murphy, the Murph, the Monday Night Messiah and the Murph, taking on the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. All right, Raw Tag Team Championship on the line. Seth and Buddy are definitely not losing to these guys.
Well, they just came out at the end of Raw.
It was very strange.
Randomly, and now suddenly they're getting a match. So
what was that at the end of Raw? So Kevin Owens and the Viking Raiders have a match against the AOP and Buddy Murphy for some reason. Like, why is this still happening? I am sick and tired of seeing Kevin Owens and a mix of different guys against Seth Rollins and his guys. I'm so tired of it. I feel like it's been going on forever. I feel like it's been going on as long as Roman Reigns has been wrestling Baron Corbin. Well, and I know that's not possible, but it feels that long. Like, man, the WWE, they have these stories with Seth and with Roman on Raw and SmackDown that just drag, go on forever, and really have no resolution. And when you do get a resolution, you're not really satisfied.
Well, I think they wanted to do Kevin and Joe possibly against Murphy and Rollins, but Joe got hurt, so that match can't happen. And also, I don't think Kevin likes going to Saudi Arabia because they don't bring in Sami Zayn, so they have to do something else. That's why they bring in the Street Profits.
Okay, but I thought Joe he got hurt?
Yeah, apparently he's a concussion.
Yeah.
So
okay.
It's too bad.
I still don't know what the end game is with Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. A one-on-one match for no reason? Grudge match?
Yeah, pretty much. That's it.
That Seth wins.
No, he's got to lose. Come on.
Okay, so something else happened in this main event on Raw that was weird, right? Seth Rollins shows up. He caused a disqualification at the end of the match. You watch this long match, long six-man tag, that just ends when Seth decides to show up and attack, right?
They don't lose.
Disqualification.
They lose by DQ, but that's it.
Yeah. So Seth and his crew, they beat up the Viking Raiders, and then they hold up Kevin Owens, and Seth said he's going to crucify Kevin Owens. Then the Street Profits show up, and they clean house to get rid of everybody. And then the Street Profits, they have Seth Rollins cornered in the ring. And then Eric of the Viking Raiders stops them for some reason. And then Seth is able to escape and get out of the ring and watch as the Street Profits, the Viking Raiders, and Kevin Owens beat up the AOP and Buddy Murphy. Now, obviously, Seth was supposed to be the cowardly heel escaping the ring while his buddies, the guys meant to protect him, took the beating. But, like, something happened in the ring there because the Street Profits were like, well, we have you cornered here, Seth. And then one of the Viking Raiders had to be like, no, guys, don't do this. And I was like, why? Did that not strike you as super weird?
It's weird, but I guess because
they screwed up. Somebody screwed up. Did somebody not tell the Street Profits that Seth wasn't supposed to take the beating too?
Right. I think that's exactly what happened. And unfortunately, it looked bad on television.
It looked very bad.
Yeah, that happens. It's too bad. It's not the first time that something like this has happened.
No, but, it's live TV, pal. Looks pretty bad. So Seth and Buddy will retain the Raw Tag Team titles. Bayley will retain her SmackDown Championship. AJ Styles will win the two-way trophy in the Gauntlet match. Roman Reigns will beat King Corbin, although Johnny disagrees. He's wrong. Brock Lesnar, this is the only place we disagree so far, John. Brock Lesnar will retain against Rick O'Shea. And The Miz and John Morrison will become the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions, beating The New Day.
We didn't talk about the main event.
There you go. The Fiend defending the Universal Championship against Goldberg.
I got the Fiend in this one.
I think the Fiend probably wins. This is not a match I want to see. It is kind of interesting, though, because I'm not sure that the Fiend will win because Goldberg doesn't lose very often. But I feel like maybe he's just being brought in to lose to the Fiend here. Good payday in Saudi Arabia, and that's it. However, I could see them saying, hey, if Goldberg wants to work, let's carry this into Mania. Let's give the title to him here, and let's see what we can do. Maybe Goldberg and Cena at Mania. Like, the WWE does crazy things.
Yes.
They could give the title to Goldberg on Thursday.
It's not impossible. I just don't see it happening. You build the Fiend up, just lose the Goldberg. I think that's a waste.
You're a big Goldberg fan saying this.
Yeah, I am. But it's not Goldberg's time. He had it. He had his comeback even, too.
It does feel like this whole Fiend build is designed for Roman Reigns to take him down and regain the title at Mania. It seems like the story is kind of built for that. Roman never lost the Universal title. The Fiend is this unstoppable monster. Roman is the superhero of the WWE. It makes sense for that to be the collision course for WrestleMania.
Yeah, I don't know if Roman's going to win for sure at Mania, but we need to see that match, I think.
I'd bet on Roman winning. Come on, man. Really?
We'll see what happens. I mean, it's too early to tell.
It seems like the match, though, right? Roman and the Fiend?
Definitely.
So the Fiend has to be Universal Champion for that to happen.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, because if he loses to Goldberg, then Roman Reigns beating the monster Bray Wyatt is not that impressive.
I mean, Reigns and Goldberg, it's just Battle of the Spears, and it's not as interesting. I mean, I'm sure people would be interested, but to me, I think the Fiend, it's a better build.
Roman and Goldberg is not a terrible move either. They could do that.
Yeah.
They could do that. That's the only match where I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm not sure. I think the Fiend probably wins and retains the title, but I could see them giving it to Goldberg too, because it's Goldberg. He's a big star.
Well, this is a good book.
And it's Mania season. Things go a little wild in Mania season. They do things because they're trying to do big business for the big show.
We complain that WWE's too predictable, but in this case, this is a good booking where it's like this really could go either way. This is well done by WWE.
Yeah. Very well done by WWE. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens, although I do believe the match will be bowling shoe ugly, as JR would say.
Probably not going to be the greatest match, but I don't think it'll be that bad.
Do you think there will be a worse match on the card?
Oh, it's possible the Gauntlet match might not be that good. That might be a mess.
Oh. I think this Fiend Goldberg thing could be some Botchamania classic stuff.
No, I don't think so. I think they'll keep it simple.
Okay, we'll see what happens. That is Super Showdown coming up. Johnny, you really liked AEW Dynamite this week. You're excited for AEW Revolution. We're going to be doing a watch-along for that card next Saturday, right? Is it next Saturday already?
Already.
Wow.
End the month.
Next Saturday is AEW Revolution, so definitely check us out online. We'll be on there. Go to ringsidereport.net during the AEW Revolution pay-per-view. Click on the AEW Revolution watch-along, and you'll see Johnny and I watching the show there with you. Just a week away now. One more episode of Dynamite in Kansas City, Missouri. A classic hotbed for professional wrestling coming up Wednesday on Dynamite before they head into Chicago, Illinois. The Young Bucks won the Tag Team Battle Royal this week on Dynamite to earn a shot at Kenny Omega and Hangman Page, a match we kind of figured was going to happen for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. So that match is official. Right now, though, with one episode of Dynamite to go, only 4 matches are made for this thing.
Yeah, but there's a lot of matches you can kind of tell are going to happen.
Okay, let me give you the official ones. Chris Jericho defending the AEW Championship. Le Champion defending against Jon Moxley. MJF one-on-one with Cody. Kenny Omega and Hangman versus the Young Bucks for the tag titles. And Jake Hager versus Dustin Rhodes.
Well, I think you can automatically say Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's not official. It should be.
Yeah. What a return for Darby Allin this week. The crowd went absolutely bananas. Jon Moxley and Jeff Cobb have a great match. Superplex from Cobb. Moxley turns it into a small package on the bump down. Jericho, Hager, Sammy Guevara hit the ring after Moxley gets the 3-count win. Dustin Rhodes shows up, tries to make the save because he's feuding with Hager, but he gets beat up by the Inner Circle. And then Darby Allin in. Lights go out. Darby Allin on his skateboard comes down to the ring. Fans go bananas for Darby Allin. He takes everybody out with the skateboard. Darby Allin was one of these guys that AEW has really made into a superstar of professional wrestling. I was not expecting this guy to become as big as he has, but he's really connected with a big part of the audience. I think he's a great wrestler. He's a lot of fun to watch, but I'm surprised at how over he's getting. Like, he's really connecting with the crowd.
Well, he's very unique and innovative. He stands out.
I like him a lot. The whole package, you know, the music, the entrance videos that he does, the entrance that he makes, you know, the skateboard, the face paint, the look, the wrestling, you know. He doesn't talk a lot as far as on the microphone, on the stick type traditional wrestling promos.
Right.
So that's the only thing where I'm like, no, I don't know. He's a little bit small, but, like, I don't really care because he's not that small. Like, he's small enough, but, like,
AEW's small guy.
AEW's kind of a small man territory anyways. Like, he's bigger than Marco Stunt, so, you know, he doesn't look that tiny. And he's not that short. You know, he's, like, kind of a tall guy. He's just a little skinnier than average, right?
Right.
I'd say he's around 6 feet-ish, maybe 5'11", 5'10". Like, he's not super short is what I'm saying. He's not a tiny guy. He's just not, like, a super jacked pro wrestler, traditional-looking guy, right? So, you know, in the look, I think he's got a great look, but he's not super huge. If he had 20 pounds of muscle on him, he'd be more effective as a pro wrestler, right? That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying.
He'd be different, actually.
He'd be different. He probably couldn't do half of the stuff that he does in the ring, right? So he wouldn't be as agile. So there's a give and take. I'm just a bit more traditional. You know what I mean?
Right.
I like wrestlers to have be a little bit more jacked than the average guy. You know, I think it adds to the total package of being a pro wrestler. Like Rey Mysterio, you know, was always jacked. Like, you don't have to be, you know, on steroids. You don't have to be gigantic. You don't have to be Dave Bautista. Like, I don't need you to be Dave Bautista, but I'd like you to kind of look the part. You don't have to be 7 feet tall, but if you got a little muscle on you, you know, it looks good. It makes you look more intimidating. You know, it makes you look more believable when you're scarier looking, right?
I believe that, but I mean, look at Rey Mysterio. He looked like a little kid for his early years.
Yeah, but he was super effective in the ring, and so is Darby Allin. Like, I'm not taking anything away from Darby Allin. I just think that if he was a little bit more jacked, like if he was a bigger guy, if he had a little bit more mass to him, it'd be a different... I think you could look at him more as the AEW World Champion, where now I don't think you see him as the AEW World Champion.
No, but I mean, Chris Jericho's the champion, so it's kind
of...
Well,
yeah, but you look at the guys in title contention. Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, Jon Moxley, Cody Rhodes. Like, these guys are all... None of them are body guys. None of them are huge, but they're all
right
bigger than the average man walking the street, right?
Right.
They're all big. They're all quite a bit bigger and thicker than Darby Allin.
Yeah, there's no question
about
that.
And that's why those guys are in the talks for world champion, and Darby Allin is not. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying he's great. I love Darby Allin, but I don't think he's going to be a world champion looking the way he does.
Well, I disagree with that. I mean, I think he still has
not in AEW. Not in AEW. Well, yeah, a lot of years, and guys over time they gain mass, and you know their bodies change. You know,
right.
There was a time where Will Ospreay didn't look like a world champion type wrestler. Will Ospreay just won the British heavyweight championship over in England beating Zack Sabre Jr. Will Ospreay's put on a lot of mass, a lot of weight. He can still move around like the greatest wrestler going today, and he's decided that he's no longer even going to be competing in the junior heavyweight division. He's going full heavyweight. So, over time, guys can pick up mass and their game can evolve. Even AJ Styles, used to be smaller than he is now. He's a bigger kind of, he's not a huge guy, but, you got that mass on you. I'm just saying that Darby Allin, as talented as he is, as much as I love him, I don't think that wrestling fans would really buy him as the world champion in AEW right now. Despite the fact he's super over, I think you'd see him in the ring with a guy like Kenny Omega or a guy like Jake Hager or a guy like even Dustin Rhodes, and you'd be like, really? This guy?
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, for sure. But
come on, John, look at you. You're a bodybuilder. You're huge. You obviously believe in this theory, right? I mean, if you didn't, you wouldn't be as jacked as you are as a professional wrestler.
Well, it helps me, but it doesn't always help everybody else. Everyone's different. So.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm not a guy that's into, like, the huge wrestler guys. Like, I don't need to see a Dave Bautista all the time. I like guys that can move, that can really wrestle. I'd rather watch Darby Allin than Dave Bautista any day of the week.
Okay.
But I recognize that Vince McMahon might make Dave Bautista his world champion over Darby Allin.
I think AEW...
And AEW would too.
That's a different philosophy, though, I think. I think they're trying to put over their new stars, and Darby Allin's one of the few guys that got over, so I think they try to push him like crazy. If they have a mid-card title,
yes,
he's going to be one of the top guys.
If they had an Intercontinental Championship, for sure give him that title. But as far as the top belt, maybe if he had 10 pounds or something,
I could still see them give it to him, but I think it's just more about experience at this point.
Yeah, well, that too. I like Darby Allin. I really didn't want to take shots at Darby Allin here. I don't feel like I'm taking shots.
Being honest.
Yeah, I'm just being honest about what I see. He's a super over competitor. He's a great wrestler. But, a lot of guys in AEW, you're like, man, if they were just a little bit bigger, they could be taken a little bit more seriously as main event level attractions. Like Jungle Boy. I think he's very young. Over time, even MJF. Like, I think, over time, you eat right, you're making money, you can, afford to have a good meal plan and do the gym right and all that type of stuff. Some guys are going to do it right, and they're going to get bigger, they're going to get more jacked, and it's going to help them in their careers. Look at Cody Rhodes. Look at Cody. When he came into the WWE, he was a skinny 20-year-old kid with barely any muscle on his body, right? You looked at him, you're like, this guy's not a wrestler. And now, look at him. He's jacked, he's big.
Well,
and that takes time. I mean, look, he's not, I'm not saying compared to the average wrestler. I'm saying compared to the average man on the street. If you saw Cody Rhodes walking down the street, you'd be like, yo, that guy's big and jacked because he's got bigger arms than the average dude walking the streets.
Cool hair.
Yes, that too, John. That too.
The look is a lot.
But I'm saying he's got a look. He's got way more size now than he used to. And that has helped him become taken more seriously as a main event level wrestler, right?
He grew up.
He grew up. That's right. It's experience and size. Okay? It helps. It helps a lot. Look at Jon Moxley. Big, solid guy, having a good run in AEW.
Probably going to be champion.
And he stands out because, in WWE, he didn't stand out as a big guy. In AEW, he's one of the bigger guys.
But he always stood out as a character, and that hasn't stopped.
Sure. Chris Statlander beat Shanna this week. Did you like that?
The problem with that match was that they're both faces.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
I thought there was
Why?
good wrestling. Well, it's just because they don't have any characters. That's the problem. They're trying to get Statlander over because I think she's going to face Nyla Rose at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So they need to get her on TV as much as possible because it seemed like they were hinting towards Big Swole against Statlander, I think, because they both won a shot, I think. So I think that's going to be the match next week.
Okay.
Possibly. Or maybe they'll just do a three-way.
I don't know. Nyla Rose is the champion now. She did a promo this week. It was what it was.
She just won the title. She isn't losing at the pay-per-view. So
no.
It doesn't matter who she faces.
That's another thing. She just won the title. I'm kind of like, whatever. Whatever happens at the pay-per-view is kind of doesn't matter.
Thinking about it, it's probably going to be a three-way because I don't think they want Statlander losing that much. So I think Big Swole was there to take the loss.
Britt Baker's doing the best work in the AEW women's division right now, just on her promos.
Yeah, but in the ring, though, I'd rather her just talk, actually, not wrestle that much. I'm not excited by her matches whatsoever.
Okay. Hangman and Kenny beat the Lucha Brothers in a great tag team match to retain the AEW Tag Team Championship. I like that a lot. That was a good one.
It was good. I mean, they don't care about tag team wrestling that much. There's just so much in and out without tags. But there's a lot of great spots, so I'm excited for that. It's just they make tag team wrestling look like a joke.
What's your feeling on what's going to happen in that match with the Bucks?
Well, hopefully Page finally turns heel. I mean, they've been teasing this like crazy. I think we need the payoff at the pay-per-view.
Turns heel and does what?
Probably takes them all out.
Takes even Kenny.
Oh, yeah. That'll be the last shocker.
Will that cost him and Kenny the tag team titles?
That's a great question. I'm not sure how you would handle that. Maybe. I mean, if you're going to give the Bucks the titles, this is the time to do it.
Hangman's been doing this whole thing where he's not happy with his placement in the Elite. He's mad at the Young Bucks. He's still cool with Kenny, but Kenny's being torn between the Bucks, his friendship there, and his friendship with Hangman and his tag team championship run now. It's a really good story. It's been building for a long time. I'm looking forward to that match, and I look forward to see what they're going to do and how it's all going to play out. I wonder if this leads to Kenny and Hangman losing the tag team titles to the Bucks. I wonder if this leads to maybe Kenny saying, look, Bucks, I have to join Hangman. Maybe Kenny turns heel. Maybe Hangman fully turns and attacks everybody. It's really weird because, like, when Hangman goes off and does his own thing, he gets cheered even more for it. Hangman, I think, is supposed to be a heel, but he seems like he's the biggest babyface in all of AEW.
Well, he interacts with the crowd. The crowd
they
loves
love him.
Yeah, well, because
they're chanting cowboy stuff at him all the time. I mean, people love Hangman Page. Hangman is one of the most over babyfaces in that whole company, and at the same time, he's turning heel quite obviously.
I think.
But is he? Or are the Bucks the heels? Have the crowd decided that the Bucks and Kenny are the heels and Hangman's correct? And if you think about it, he's the only member of the Elite that didn't get an executive vice president job. So maybe Hangman has a beef, and maybe some wrestling fans are like, hey, how come Hangman isn't in charge? How come Hangman is just another one of the wrestlers? Like, this whole company got started. It was like, here's the Elite. So the Young Bucks and Kenny and Cody, they all got to be executive vice presidents. Marty Scurll was stuck in Ring of Honor, so he had to stay there. Hangman, he just gets to sign a contract. He doesn't get to be in charge of anything. So, maybe there's some sympathy for Hangman there. A lot of people know that the Elite guys, the Hangman, the Young Bucks, the Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega, they're all the authority figures in AEW. Really, backstage, they run the show, and we all know this, but Hangman is part of the group, and they're all acting like he's an equal member, but we all know that he's not in a real way because he's not in charge of anything in AEW. He's just another wrestler like everybody else. So I can see why there's support for Hangman Page from the crowd, right? Like, it kind of makes sense. If you think about it, it's like, I always kind of wondered, like, how come Hangman didn't get an EVP job? They all got to be EVPs except Hangman?
Yeah, I don't know if people really,
wasn't that weird?
I guess. I don't know if people really thought about it like that. I think it's just the way you look at it. Usually the Bucks, usually Kenny and Cody, they're beloved. They always get these great matches. And Hangman had a great match with Jericho, but after that, it just kind of fell apart for him. It seemed like his push died out. So I think people felt bad for that, where it's like it seemed like he was going to be the guy, and then he kind of got lost in the shuffle.
Hangman Page should be the next champion of AEW after Chris Jericho.
I don't think he's going to beat Chris Jericho.
I think he should.
I think
down the road.
Both know who's going to win.
Moxley?
Yes.
Well, then Hangman should take the title from Moxley immediately.
Maybe. I can see that.
Quick turnaround. I don't want Moxley to have any kind of long run. I want Hangman Page to be the AEW World Champion by the end of the year. Get it done, Cody. Or Kenny. Or Matt or Nick.
Can we end off how great that cage match was? Cody just like killing himself.
Fantastic. Cody Rhodes loves to get color, brother. That guy was bleeding like a stuck pig.
I heard he cut a great promo after the show. It didn't air, but apparently it was like an amazing face promo.
Yeah. Covered in blood, just like his daddy. Cody bleeds a lot.
Oh, he took a great beating, like getting thrown to those cage sides. And, like, it's hard, too, because, like, you're getting shot into the apron pretty much. You're not landing very well. And he's taking all that. And, of course, the finish. I mean, everyone's going to remember the finish.
Fantastic. That moonsault was amazing.
Well, it made a lot of sense because, like, he hit his finish, the crossroads.
Yeah.
Didn't work. So he had to do something big. And he did.
Tony Schiavone called it the most amazing move he'd ever seen in a cage match ever.
It's up there.
I mean, I'd seen Cody do that same moonsault in a WWE cage.
It was in a tag team match, I think, against the Outlaws.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. That was, but this was cool because this was the
finish. He's done it before. He's literally done it before.
But he won the match with this.
Yeah.
So that's kind of makes it a bit cooler.
Kurt Angle's moonsault from the top of the cage, I think, was better.
Probably. The emotion.
On, like, Jeff Jarrett at one point. Wasn't it, like, the craziest moonsault from the top of the cage?
Oh, we're talking about Benoit, but okay.
On Jeff Jarrett in TNA. Well, Angle did it a lot.
Yeah, he did do it a lot. So
it was very good. It was very good. The moonsault from the top of the cage is a great move, and it was beautifully executed by Cody this week in another fantastic match by Cody Rhodes, who is becoming one of the best wrestlers in the world. Over the past 2-3 years, Cody has really distinguished himself among the very elite, pun not intended, of professional wrestling.
Well, AEW won again in the ratings against NXT, and to me, it's not even a competition. Well, one, Canada, it's not.
No.
But two, I mean, I'd rather watch AEW.
For sure, you'd rather watch AEW. AEW is a much better program right now than NXT. I watched NXT this week. I didn't really enjoy it.
Well, it has its moments. There's some good matches, but then there's just like a lot of... Even
TakeOver was like, all right at best.
No, I thought TakeOver was actually very good. I like TakeOver a lot. Because you've seen the best, where NXT television, you're seeing a bit of the best, and there's a bunch of like, well, we're trying with these people. Give it time.
AEW in the United States this week, 893,000 viewers. NXT, 794,000. So AEW outdoing NXT by 90,000 viewers.
Well, they're both up in the ratings, though, from last week, so that's great.
90,000? Did I get that right? I don't know.
Either way.
Roughly 100,000.
Either way, they're both up from last week, so that's good. More people watching wrestling.
It is good. The WWE has announced officially at Elimination Chamber, the next big show, it'll be Natalya versus Liv Morgan versus Shayna Baszler versus Asuka versus Sarah Logan and Ruby Riott in the Elimination Chamber match, with the winner facing Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. So that is official. And there are also rumors about the WWE opening a performance center in Japan. WWE looking to take over Japanese wrestling, looking to open a performance center there and possibly an NXT Japan brand, which I wonder about. I wonder how that would affect the Japanese wrestling market. I wonder if that would work for the WWE. Very interesting times if the WWE does decide to open a performance center in Japan. That'll be a very big move. Real competition to the New Japan Dojo and several other great places there are to learn how to wrestle out in Japan. I don't know. If I had the choice between New Japan Dojo or WWE Performance Center, I'm taking the New Japan Dojo. I feel like the track record is a little bit better. I think their system is a little bit better. But, it's close, man, because the WWE, they do really well. And if you get it into the Performance Center, you're on the fast track to WWE superstardom, fame and fortune, and all that other stuff, right? So this could be a big, big deal for Japanese pro wrestling. WWE possibly opening a Performance Center there. And if they do start an NXT Japan brand, well, then that will change not only Japanese wrestling, but wrestling as a whole, because you'll start to see what an NXT Japan would look like. And that, I have no idea what it would look like, but I think a lot of wrestling fans would be real curious, and a lot of people would start watching that too.
Well, it's more job opportunities, which I think is fantastic in wrestling. More wrestling is always better. So keep doing it.
Yeah.
Keep opening up everywhere, NXT.
But you can see, like, WWE going into that market, Japanese wrestling people are going to be like, what? I don't know. I don't think it's going to be well received by a lot of people in the Japanese wrestling world.
Well, no, it's war, but...
Yeah, it's war. It's war at their doorstep. It's not good. They're not going to like it. And we'll see how it works. We'll see. Big Johnny, we are running short on time here. When can people see you in the ring?
Well, depending when you listen or watch this, I'm wrestling this Sunday afternoon. So I'm in a tag match, me and Bjork against Drew Onyx and Don Boulanger. It's in Montreal North, 4325 Industrial Boulevard at the Torture Chamber Pro Wrestling Dojo. Bell time is 2 p.m. Tickets, $10.
Sounds good. Big Johnny, follow him on Twitter at North Genesis. Follow him on Instagram at Genesis Johnny North. You can follow me on all the things at Dave Simon MMA. RingsideReport.net is our website. Be sure to check us out online. We're available for download. You can watch the shows. You can listen to the shows. If you're watching us on YouTube, like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, and click the bell when you do. Big thanks to everybody helping us out on the radio side, and a big thanks to you for watching and listening. For Johnny North, I am Dave Simon, and this has been Wrestling Uncensored. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.